The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The first carry down. This is Alvin there. This will go for 5 up to the 33. Number 41 after the pickup of 5. Here's second and 5. McKinney from the gun. It's a run for Camara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 15 yards for the second play in a row. So first and 10 now in Houston territory at the 41. Breeze leaves this one to Camara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They did get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage and then clearing space.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. It's a jet sweep. Sanders busting free of his head and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. So back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way. We are seeing the offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
5 yards, a good run there, now second and goal. Now they'll run, Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray taking it in. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. That's just a solid, methodical drive to start this game.
And how about how it culminated? Doing exactly what they wanted to do, getting the ball downfield, and then running it into the end zone. I'm just telling you, partner, when you run it in rather than throw it in, that hurts the defense psychologically a heck of a lot more.
And this carries into the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The first carry now, this is Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. On second and 11 now. Watson, throw complete right side to Cooks. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
To Brandon Cooks. A gain of 9 brings up third.
They'll try to run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Johnson. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9.
Out of the gun, Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And they'll try to convert on third and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Throwing on third down, Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And they will finally bring this one back to an end, but not before He's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
6-7. Texans nothing.
Try to pound it in, Camara. And it worked free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. So a ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up the 3rd down. From the gun, it's Breeze. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. It's Breeze getting it into the hands of Traquan Smith. And the Saints hang on to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go on and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, big fact.
After the touchdown, wants to kick it off. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup at 1st and 10. From the left side to start the drive is complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7. That's the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
From the gun, a run for Johnson.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. It's almost a tendency breaker.
Pass complete from Watson to Akins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. On 1st down, Watson looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson. And now it's 2nd down.
David Johnson, incomplete. It's
Throwing again, it's Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
the Saints. They'll take over at 1st and 10. At the 41.
Now 1st down carry, it's Camara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 there to New Orleans 1st down. I gotta ask you, these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So that's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level.
That's a jump.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the 1st half. They had 3 drives offensively, and they had scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Fielded in the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Watson will bring out the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now right away, they look to throw. And that's Randall Cobb with a completion. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Watson, he fakes to Johnson and now looks to throw. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's good for our Texans.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this 1st half of action. He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
David Johnson.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him. And it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
That's a nice cut and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced a 3rd down, blanket in the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got it down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Smith catches left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. First down. He throws and he gets the snapper out to Thomas. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. And past the 35, he dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down. He's to throw again. There again is Thomas and going to the lock. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. That's caught. And the Saints are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. And he's going to go down in the field of play. So they say no to the field goal try. And time has run out on this first half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back to this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kicks things there. And it goes out right around the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 39-yard line. First down carry here for Johnson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. They'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Watson down to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost to football there their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the way through at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. He's brought down at the 42-yard line. They run it again with Kamara. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Working from the gun, it's Green. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans first. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
So where all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Still turning, and all the way inside the 50. team before they drop it.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those two TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. From the gun, here's Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Go Bucks, lining up for the point out.
This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Texans, nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that kick 6, and now the kick is away. Take it in the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really put things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough, give your team a chance to score. You still have to be careful because it's defensive guys. I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession.
Back now in Houston, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Nowhere to go here. He lost football, but I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate that was able to get it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards is the pickup, 1st down, New Orleans. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, a new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front. Say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And a forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. They seemingly just continue to score at will. As great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
Yeah, I love that you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken that. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And let's let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Operating for the gun. Johnson, and this will complete to Will Fuller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one, and a first down. From the gun, Watson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Mario Davis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out. They're on Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, of what has been a rough go for them. They'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. Here's a second and 2 now from the 33.
Brings up second and 2.
The 33. Now it's Watson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, now, he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Watson on third down. He's got a man, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. Dancing to his left. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws in his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions have plagued him, especially a second interception. Really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
There's no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's third and short.
Brings up third down and 1.
Operating from the gun, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And get that 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out. So it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Trying to run down some clock with Camara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 12.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. Still going. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. Camara. Continuing to fight for more.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, first down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter play. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 8 seconds left. They'll run out together with Kamara. Down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs. 49. Charles, it's one thing to win, it's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. What are they claiming on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game. They put up that number of points. They're moving the ball, and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you still think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call it, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
Relax.